Hey guys, Mary at Calumet Knits. Let's look at how to fix stitches after they are off the machine. You can fix drop stitches from binding off, stitches that were dropped mid-tube, and even tuck stitches. Let's begin. So I have made up a sample and there is an example of each of these scenarios. First is a drop stitch from binding off. You can see that it's already started to unravel. A drop stitch mid-tube, and I placed a stitch marker here to prevent it from dropping any further, and a tuck stitch. It's a little hard to see there, but you can spot them because the stitch is elongated over 2 rows. So I'll start with fixing the tuck stitch first. To fix this, I need to drop this column of stitches and then re-ladder the stitches back up to the top. To drop this column, I need to pull the drawstring out. Before I do that, I'm going to add a lifeline with a piece of scrap yarn. So find the last stitch, and then we're going to weave the lifeline into the stitches until I reach the column that I need to drop. Once I have those stitches picked up, I can remove the drawstring from those stitches. I also want to remove it from the column that I need to drop. Rather than pulling on the fabric to undo the stitches, I'm going to pick each stitch out one by one, and this will help keep the correct tension for this column. Once we reach the tuck stitch, I can simply undo that stitch. Then pick up the stitch with my crochet hook, hook the first bar, and gently pull that bar through the loop on the hook. Then continue this for all of the bars up to the top. If you pull the bar through too much, this stitch will be longer than the rest of the knitting. So make sure you pull these bars through gently to keep the tension. At the top, I can use the drawstring and pick up the last stitch to secure it. If this was the only stitch to fix, I would weave the drawstring back through the stitches on the lifeline. Then I can remove the lifeline. It would be ready to cinch closed at that point. But I have more to fix. I'm going to use the lifeline scrap yarn and weave it through the next stitches until I reach the column that has the drop stitch. Then I'll remove the drawstring from those stitches. Now you can simply ladder up these stitches to the top just like we did for the tuck stitch. At the top, you can pick up the last stitch with the drawstring or the lifeline to secure. If I wanted to fix the drop stitch that is mid-tube, I would simply repeat the process of dropping that column of stitches and ladder back up, but I'm not going to do this for this sample. For this drop stitch that is mid-tube, let's assume that you have a tube finished as a hat. And for this fix, I'm going to ladder these stitches back up just like we normally would, and then I'll get to a point where there's no bars left to ladder up. Now I need to secure this. Normally, this stitch would connect to the one above, but we are going to make a new stitch to connect this column together. So I'm going to use a contrasting color to show you how to fix this, but obviously you want to use your matching yarn. Insert the needle to the stitch to the right, and then insert into the drop stitch from behind and pull that yarn through. Next, insert your needle into the stitch to the right, but the row above, and then into the stitch on the left, one row up from the back side, and pull through. Now insert your needle into the drop stitch and then into the stitch to the left from behind. And this creates a new stitch. If these movements feel familiar, this is the same as grafting or the Kitchener stitch. Now the only thing left to do is move one tail to the same spot as the other tail. Then I'll simply make a knot and bury the tails. In the end, you have a new stitch that matches the rest of the knitting. So I hope this helps you fix some common problems. If you enjoyed these techniques, like the video and subscribe to my channel so you get notified of more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching.